Hey everyone, I just wanted to make this quick video to talk about a topic that's been on my mind for a while and something that I've been personally feeling for a while. And I guess by the title of this video, you can kind of guess what we're talking about, and that's burnout and feeling unmotivated and just a lack of drive, I guess you could say. And I just want to, at the very beginning of this, clarify that I'm not at a point right now where I feel there's so much that I need to take like a break, like a long break from things. I've been taking a couple days off here and there where I'm just not feeling it like at all, but I just want to say that because I know the first thing people are going to tell me is to take a break, and that they'd be fine with me taking a break. And I'm going to get into why I can't do that in a bit, but I just want to say that first and foremost at the beginning that I'm not at a point where I need to be taking some like long extended break. And if I felt like I needed to do that, I would do that. I would have made a video saying I'm going to take a break already, and I would do that. But I don't personally feel like I'm at that point. But I just wanted to talk about this topic because I am feeling a bit of it. And I feel like everybody might be feeling a bit of it more now, specifically in the quarantine. I feel like a lot of people are a lot less motivated now, not feeling it as much because I don't know. I feel like the whole world's kind of like on halt. But I didn't want to talk specifically about that. I want to talk specifically about burnout and what that means to me, how I deal with it, what that means for the channel, and really, I guess, advice in general, because this is something that like goes beyond like YouTube. Like every job, every student, every person feels stress and burnout with like whatever, whether it's your job, studying, school, like a hobby, anything really. So I wanted to offer like how I look at it, and I guess my advice, and really how I deal with it and how I'm going to deal with it. Because maybe it can help you. I don't know. I just kind of wanted to talk about how it's been affecting me in this channel. Because it is affecting me in this channel right now. I am feeling very burned out and like unmotivated for a number of reasons. And, to get into that, like before I get into that, I just want to talk about why I feel like I can't take an extended break and how I don't really think that that's the answer for me. And is that like for taking a break for like anybody with streaming videos, anything like that, it really kills any momentum to your channel, which is sad to say. Like a lot of people will say that they'll stick around and be there for when you come back. But for a lot of times, like even if that's true, you can't help like it killing the momentum of your channel. And like, I don't believe that I'm at a point where I can risk that for what I want to do with my channel for the next year. And I know that's a bad mindset to have, but I don't feel like I have a choice. And I've never really said that like aloud in a video or a stream, I think. And I'm saying it now because it's important to say and important to talk about. And maybe some other people feel the same way. I don't know. But I feel like for what I want to do and accomplish in the next year, I don't think that I can really afford to be taking a long break because the size of the channel, if I want to take it from here to where I want to go in the next year, I don't really feel like that's the best move. And I feel like at that point of taking an extended break, coming back after that, I would just feel kind of worse, really, if that makes sense, because of the like halt to momentum and like just not being able to create at all would kind of personally affect me. Like YouTube is the creative outlet for me. Like I don't have other things like painting, writing, other stuff like that. Like to express myself creatively, I make YouTube videos, I edit. And that's something that helps me because expressing yourself creatively is very, very important. I feel like a lot of people are missing that aspect in their lives. And I feel like that's something that a lot of people should try and find is creative outlet. But the problem with me is that like, if I were to take a break, I wouldn't, one, be able to express myself creatively. And two, I just would feel like I'm wasting opportunities. And to me, that translates for when I'm feeling burned out, I just take a day off. I just don't upload for the day. I like just worry about the next day. I just give myself more time to work on a video. And I felt that overall that's made for better content, although less consistent. And I'm not sure if that's good or bad. I don't know. For for YouTube, at least. For me personally and my own mental health, that's better for me to do than taking like a week off for example. I don't know. And again, I want to say for people who might be saying to themselves and to me that you shouldn't really care about the numbers. Well, I don't really care about the numbers per se, but at the same time, for the long-term goal of my channel and where I want to take it for the year, I'm not really in a position where I can afford to not totally not care about the numbers, because I'd be lying to you if I said that I totally didn't care about the numbers. I'm not really worried about like each individual video. If it doesn't reach a certain amount of views, I'm like upset. I don't care. Like, I'm just talking about like the overall long-term like health of my channel, because that's what YouTube is. It's a long-term thing for me. So I want to make long-term goals, and kind of talking about my goals for the channel, because I don't know if I've said this either in like a video or stream, but I want to reach a point within a year, like around December, I've set for myself, where the channel is at a point where it can sustain me going full time with it. And that's not to say that I need to reach this like huge number or fame or anything like that, because I don't really care. But just to be able to do this full time so I can put more time and dedication into doing something that I actually enjoy. Like I said, creating is something that's fun to me, and that's what I want to do with my life. I want to do something that's fun to me, and that's YouTube for right now. So I just want to reach a point where that's possible. But that in one regard is like daunting and scary, because I feel like if I ever take a break, that goal will just become like pushed even further away and like look unattainable. But at the other like end of that, in terms of burnout, looking at a long-term goal, I think is helpful, because the short-term stuff and the short-term worries kind of don't really matter as much when you look at something long-term, because it all can add up. You know, each individual day can be good or bad. But when I look at like what I want to do in a year, and I think about all the steps that I'm going to be taking to make it possible, all of the like the daily stress doesn't matter as much to me, which is why I feel like I've been able to personally avoid being completely burned out. But getting kind of back to how I've been feeling like now in current times with my like day to day, I've been feeling burnt out for a while. I've been feeling stressed for a while, because I feel like it's a lot of pressure that I've kind of put on myself to reach that goal, thinking about where I've come to now and where I want to go. It's a lot. But at the same time, I think thinking about the long term is really what keeps me dedicated, because being dedicated to something and passionate about something is really what keeps you going and able to keep going, because motivation always like comes and goes. With me personally, I think everybody has times where they feel super motivated about something, but then the next day they don't really feel that same motivation. And that's really where you have to be dedicated and you have to be passionate about something to want to keep going, which is what like that side of me has to kick in when I'm not feeling motivated. And that's really where I like take time to think about the long term and really what I want and what makes me happy about all of the process, you know? And that's really where I try and like avoid burning out, is trying to think about it as a long-term thing, because I try and tell myself all the time that like you shouldn't worry about like the day to day when you're always working towards this goal. But it's easy to kind of like get caught up in that day to day, because like I said, it would be a lie to say that you don't think about the numbers when you like have these types of goals. Like you have to think about the numbers somewhat when you're like trying actively to reach like that goal. And it's in that day to day when you're just even remotely thinking about that stuff that you get caught up in like doubting yourself. And for me, it was doubting my self-worth. Like, I've worked so hard on YouTube. What do I really have to show for it? Is it possible for me to reach where I want? Is it ever possible? Like, all that self-doubt really kicks in when I get caught up in the day-to-day. And that's really what has led to me kind of burning out, because I've been thinking about it a lot recently. I've been thinking about it a lot, if I'll ever be able to reach that point, or if my channel will just never reach it, because there is a possibility. I mean, it's very possible that it could go either way, you know? And it's in that thinking that like that self-doubt really festers for me. And that's really where like all the stress and the pressure comes from for me. And I just wanted to talk about it because I feel like I've never really said anything like that. So I don't really know, again, what the future will hold. But for me personally, thinking about the future and the goal that I have really keeps me on track for it. And that's kind of where I get my advice for at least myself in terms of avoiding burnout, is to look at like the long-term goal, why I want to reach there, and really what about that goal makes me happy and is fulfilling to me personally. Like reaching that goal for my channel of where I want it to go. Well, why does that like goal make me happy? Why is that fulfilling to me? And that comes down to, well, making videos is really fun to me. Entertaining people is really fun to me. That fulfills me to see that my videos make people happy and that I can make people laugh with them. So me reaching that goal gives me more opportunities to do that. It means that I can focus more of my time to doing that. And that, in my mind, means, well, the day-to-day stress that I have of, well, when I was going to school, like working and going to school, and then on top of that, trying to do YouTube, like all of that stress means less to me, because in the future, if I keep working hard now, then I'll be able to not have to worry about these stresses that I have, because I'll be able to dedicate more of my time to it. So in my mind, I think about, well, what does that goal mean when I reach it? What does that mean in terms of my own happiness and my own fulfillment? And really, what steps can I be taking now to kind of get from here to there? And when I break it down like that, that's really where the motivation and the burnout kind of dissipates for me, kind of doesn't mean as much, because I'm thinking about things long term. And I know that might not work for everybody, but just try and breaking it down to the simple questions of, well, why do I want this goal in the first place? Does it make me happy and make me fulfilled? And is it going to be worth it to me in the long run to do this thing? And if you can find answers to all of those questions that are all meaningful to you, then I hope that that can help, like I said, alleviate some of that burnout that you might be feeling in the moment. And that might take a while to get down, and it might not be something that everybody can deal with. And that's why I advise for you personally, take whatever amount of time you need away from that project or goal to think about things, because you can't just keep hammering away at something when it's not really helpful to your own mental state and even the goal itself. If I was burnt out completely, just making videos isn't going to get me anywhere closer to my goal, because there'll be bad videos. So that's why I take 1 or 2 days off here and there to really think about my own steps that I'm taking for my own goals and really what I'm trying to accomplish. So take whatever amount of time you need personally, I think, to really think about those things. Hopefully that can help. I don't know. That's really all the advice I have. I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't really know. Like I said, it's personal to everybody themselves, how they deal with burnout. I just wanted to talk about what I've been doing to kind of help with myself and kind of how I've been feeling. I've been feeling really like stressed and burnout. Like, as you can tell, I've been taking a lot of just random days off. And I've kind of needed to do that. And I've kind of needed to say this for a while, you know, to get this off my chest, because it's just something that I've been feeling for a while, that like I've doubted myself for so long. Because like when I look at like things on a day to day, it's so easy to get caught up in like, well, I've been doing this for 5 years and like I haven't been able to accomplish this goal. So like, what is this next year? What does it matter? Like, and getting caught up in that mindset really was harmful. So that's why I've been taking so much time to kind of just think about things and what I really want to do and why I want to do it and why it makes me happy. And that's really how I've been kind of able to process my own like burnout. I hope what I've said can maybe help some of you. Like I said, this applies to all aspects of life, not just YouTube. I'm fine. I'm doing okay. I wanted to say that. I really enjoy YouTube. And if it wasn't something I wouldn't enjoy, then I wouldn't be doing it, right? I don't do things that I don't enjoy. I hope that's been like very evident. If you're not enjoying something, you shouldn't try and keep doing it. But I just want to say this. I just want to say all of this because I felt like it needed to be said, and hopefully this helps somebody else feeling the same. But either way, I'm going to keep working towards me and my goals. Hopefully you all can keep working towards yours too. I know that it might be hard, especially now, but like I said, you just got to take time to think about what you really want in life. So thanks for listening. I hope this could have helped, and I'll see you guys in the next adventure. Bye-bye.